Okay, thank you for joining me, Alexis. Busy man. Since we last spoke, you've added Idris to the stable. He's fighting on this card. I know he's been around here at Shoot Fighters for a little while. First things first, another fight week. It's a busy one. How are you?
Yeah, doing really well. Just super impressed with the turnout. The energy's nuts in here. So looking forward to the show.
Okay, let's start off with the main event. Obviously, there were some last-minute changes. How did the team handle that?
Yeah, look, I think the most important thing is we've sparred and been training for a southpaw, and everyone's checking out lots of different options. It would be kind of irresponsible from a coaching perspective for us to pick an orthodox fighter when we sparred over 100 rounds for a southpaw. Faze was already fighting someone on the card. We didn't know who it was. He's just come off a great knockout win. He's 6'4" in southpaw. He ticks one of the boxes. I mean, no one likes 6'4" southpaws in boxing, but you know he ticks the box. He says southpaw, and I think he was approached and said, "Do you want the fight?" He was like, "Yeah, hell yeah, I'll take it." Jumped on it immediately. So obviously he thinks he can beat KSI, which is great, and it matched that he was southpaw. Obviously, we're not the type of guys, neither JJ, to pull out of a fight. Come rain or shine, this kid's going to fight. He wants to fight no matter what. So it could have been a bunch of people, but I think the fact that Faze was ready, he'd already knocked someone out, and he's in great shape, and he was fighting on the card, made sense for it to be him.
How do you avoid the fact that a lot of people still expect JJ to win, as they always do, and because he's late notice, he could be like, the last late notice opponent was really easy, you know, I might take this one lightly, although he might not mentally believe that he's taking it lightly. How do you avoid a shock on the cards?
Yeah, I think it's our job as a coaching team to reinforce the fact that everything bad in combat is 6'4" in southpaw. You know, it's a tough ask. If you don't fight a 6'4" southpaw, you don't know what they got. The line's awkward, the distancing's off. How are you going to get to them if they're being defensive? I think he understands that idea. But we've also had a lot of sparring with southpaws. So we've brought in pros to come in to spar with JJ. They've been trying to take his head off. And they've all been divisions above him, and they've all been heavier. And so we've definitely worked out where we're.
Now, I know Dillon Danis will nowhere ever be near a Misfits fight card, or he won't be doing any commentary or something like that, but would you welcome him down to the gym for a spar or something like that? Because there's still obviously some bad blood there because of the fallout of him just pulling out for near enough no reason. Yeah,
I think with Dillon, with Dillon Danis, as much as I had respect for him as a fighter, and he's a really good grappler, just as a man, it's not the kind of thing that we want to be noted for. It's not the kind of thing we like. He took the piss a little bit with how he conducted himself. He built up a fight and then pulled out and just wanted to get the clout out of it. It's an ugly look, and he shouldn't really be able to fight on any card again. I mean, people should just get rid of that kid. It's unfortunate, but the way he behaved, it's just unfortunate that he's done a cheap thing and tried to get clout out of it. Again, yeah, he's always welcome to the gym to get some hard work in, but you know, it's not one of those things where he can. I don't think we would have him on a show again.
As for Idris, he's got a really good fight against Anthony Taylor. Obviously, Idris has come from the pro boxing fight. As we speak, Anthony Taylor's screaming at him. That's a good fight. How do you prepare Idris for this? Because there's going to be build-up as well, which might add some tension because of all this backlash going on as we speak.
Yeah. I think also Anthony Taylor's a performer. He's cool. When there's no cameras, he's a cool kid, and the camera comes out and he turns into this. And it's Idris dealing with that. And understand he's just got to pull out the goods in the ring. So I think it's the first time Idris is dealing with a lot of hype. So let's see how he deals with the hype. When it comes to a boxing perspective, Idris is a tidy boxer, you know, but he's also an 8-round boxer or 10-round boxer. So we've got condensed that into 4 rounds, which is again different. So we've had to change it slightly different. You can't pace a guy, feel a guy out. You might be down a round or 2. That's half the fight gone. We have to make sure that we start well and impose our will on him a little bit, you know.
Could you expand that a little bit? Obviously, I'm a fan of traditional boxing as well. How do you kind of compress that from 8 rounds to now a 4-round fight?
Yeah, I think your work rate has to be different. Your feinting, the rhythm has to be different. When it comes to a shorter fight, a 4 round, you don't have time to break somebody down to the body and then find them to the head. It's not a long fight. It's not a drawn out 10, 12 round process. So I think you'd have to put a bit more pace on, a lot more feinting, a bit more close range, and just get involved into a fight. At the same time, be aware of the scorecards. Are you winning that fight? Your coaches in your corner have to tell you, you've lost that round. You need this round to win. You have to do this, you have to do that. So I think that being aware of what's going on is super important in a 4-rounder because it goes really quickly.
Okay, brilliant. Appreciate your time. Good to speak.